Hello everyone, welcome back to class again. How are you doing? I believe you are all doing fine. Today we are still going to continue from where we stopped last week, and that is from classification of organic compound. You still remember that I said organic compound can be divided into two: cyclic compound, acyclic compound. Then we went on to discuss homocyclic, heterocyclic, and so on and so forth. So today we are going to look at hydrocarbon. I'm very sure you must have heard the word hydro and carbon. Those two words are the words they join together to form hydrocarbons. Hydro is derived from the word hydrogen and also the normal carbon. So, which means we are going to say that hydrocarbons are compounds that contains hydrogen and carbon. Now, let us now look at the classification of it. Hydrocarbons can be categorized into two. We have the ones that we call saturated. Then we also have the one that we call unsaturated hydrocarbon. Under saturated hydrocarbon, we have what we call alkane and also cycloalkane. We still remember cyclo from cyclic. Cycloalkane. Then under unsaturated hydrocarbon, we have alkenes and we have alkyne. Then we also have aromatic, which I have explained a bit to you. So we are going to start picking them one after the other. I'm going to start with alkane. But before I start with alkane, I will quickly explain how we derive their name in alkanes. Now, generally, organic compounds derive their name from the number of carbons they contain. Like for instance, we have some organic compound that contains only one carbon atom. We have some that contains 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So based on the number of carbon atoms they contain, we determine the kind of name we are going to give them. Now let's quickly look at how they come about the names. Now, for a compound, an organic compound that contains just one carbon atom, we derive their name from what we call meth. I'm going to draw a short table, then I will fix in those things for you. Yeah. So when the carbon atom is 1, the name will start with meth. When the carbon atom is 2, the name will start with heth. When it is 3, the name will start with pro. When it is 4, the name will start with boots. Then from 5, it is so easy. You know why? Because I am very sure you must have done polygon in your mathematics. And from there, you know 5 in polygon is what? Yes, you got it. Pent. From the word pentagon, right? So from 5 upward, let's say it together. 5 is pent, right? And 6 is what? Yes, you are right. X. From the word hexagon. 7 is what? X. 8 is what? Ox. 9 is what? None. Right? And 10 is what? 10 is deck. Right? So, depending on the number of carbon that such compound contains, we determine their name. Now, and that will take us to what alkanes are. When we say alkane, alkanes are organic compounds that consist of carbon to hydrogen single bond. What do I mean by that? It means that in between the carbon and hydrogen in alkane, there is a single bond there. For instance, look at this compound. this compound. This compound, when you look at it, the bond between the carbon here and the other carbon is single, is one. Single means one. Then the bond between the carbon here and hydrogen is also single, which is one bond. And that is why we classify this compound as alkene, because it contains a single carbon to hydrogen bond. Now, alkane has a general formula of CN H2N plus 2. Yes, it has the general formula of CnH2n plus 2, where N stands for the number of carbon that it contains. Now, with that, we are going to look at very few of the alkane family. Then, from the word that we've learned that starts each number of carbon atom, we are going to put it in and end that word with ANE. What do I mean by that? Let's say when our N is 1. If N equals to 1, let's quickly do a little mathematics here. It's going to be N, C, right? Our N, we put 1, right? We write our H. This is 2, we put 2. We open a bracket, put our 1 again in place of N, then plus another 2. So eventually we will have C1 again, H, right? 2 times 1 is going to be 2 plus 2. Now remember, we don't write 1 in chemistry. So this one is going to go. So we are going to have C. 2 plus 2 is going to give you 4. So it's going to be CA4. And that is the first family of alkane group. Now let's judge the structure of it. This is it. Yes, when you count the number, this is 1, C, then the number of hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is why we have CH4. So let's quickly go back to the name, to how we are going to give it a name. Remember, I said a carbon atom, a compound that contains one carbon atom, we start with meth. So we write our meth. Then we are going to end it with ANE. So if we add ANE to this, what does it become? It's become methane. So which means the first family of alkane group is called methane. Now let's quickly look at the second and the third one before we move on to another one. Now let's assume if our N is 2, what do we get? If N is 2, we are going to have C2, right? H, yes, 2 again, into bracket 2. Remember our N is 2 plus 2. So what do we have? We have C2. 2 times 2 is going to give you 4 plus 2. So what do you have? We have C2, 8, 4 plus 2 is 6. So the second group of alkane, the second family of alkane is C2H6. Now let's quickly draw that one. We have C1, C2. Then you put your hydrogen around it. So we have H here, H here, H here, H here, H here, H here. So this is the second family of alkane. And when we want to name this one, remember I said 1 is meth, 2 is F. Then you end it with ANE. So let's write it. This is our F. Then with ANE. What do we have? We have ethane. And that is the second family of alkane group. So and so on and so forth. You can do it to 10. For instance, let's pick 9. If our N is 9, what do we have? Our N is 9. If N equals to 9, then it's going to be C9, right? H, 2 times 9 plus 2, right? So it's going to be C9. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 is going to be what? 20. So C9, H20. And that C9, H20, when carbon atom is 9, remember, under your polygon we have what? Non-name. On that polygon we have none, right? You end it with A-N-E and it becomes nonane. So that is that about the family of alkane, the names of the family of alkane. Now let's move on to isomerism. I'll see you next time. Bye.